Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Alright, we got some good stuff today. LeBron, for the first time in his legendary career, lost in the first round. Mavs and Clippers are on tonight. Mavs have to close it out. And I don't think there's any NFL talk. It's all NBA today. We are going all in on the NBA. The NBA playoffs are heating up, and they are on this year. Now, I think the oddest part of it is the fact that LeBron will not be headed to the finals. That's always odd when he's not there. And it's the first time since 2010 that neither LeBron or Curry will be in the finals. And this is why I said you want the Lakers early. Because the Lakers are going to be a mess early on. But what was going to happen is they were simply going to be a better team. You know? And, the Lakers, they were going to be a better team than any team they faced. I honestly think they would have beaten the Suns in, 6 had AD and LeBron not got hurt. Now, I'm going to admit there were games where LeBron and AD were fine and they still lost. And the Suns are good. I'm not discrediting them. You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and credit the Suns right now. They beat them. I give them credit. Booker played very well. If you wanted to make your jump shot basically perfect, look up Devin Booker. He's got a great jumper. And even in the first when AD played, and if you watched the game, you saw AD early on, he was not healthy. And they just destroyed them in the first quarter. Last night, they were better. I'm not disputing that. But there are, I think, yeah, and I think in Game 5 they were better too. I think they win Game 4. And take a 3-1 lead. And then maybe they head into a Game 7 or Game 6. I don't know. I think they win in 6 if AD and LeBron are healthy. And now, they're not going to play because the Suns Nuggets don't start until Monday. Monday is when that starts. So they win yesterday. They get a 3-day break to rest a bit, LeBron and AD. And then they go in against the Nuggets, who they beat last year with a healthy LeBron and AD. So I think they win that again. And I think they would have won the whole thing if LeBron and AD were healthy. But I knew it. They were going to be a mess early on. And I think the Lakers-Suns series is perfect for, this is why I wish Colin Cowherd didn't do a Colin right, Colin wrong. Because I'd be ripping him off if I did a Dylan right, Dylan wrong. But instead I do where did I go wrong? Because I want to admit that I'm wrong. I mean, I don't want to just, flip my opinion and then act like nothing happened, But this is a perfect example of good and wrong. Because I did think that the Lakers would be healthy enough to win in 6 games. But they weren't. But I also did say that the Lakers early on were going to be a mess in the playoffs. It was going to be tough. Because LeBron and AD are trying to, get back to 100% in the playoffs. And I should have known better, because I did say this about the Clippers last year. You can't solve your problems in the playoffs. They were a bad team last year. Well, no, they weren't a... Why did I say bad team? That was the wrong saying. They didn't play together. Like, Doc Rivers, he said that, because Colin Cowherd had him on, and, he was like, or no, I think it was, Colin Cowherd said that he, like, was talking to him, and, he basically told him, he was like, yeah, I thought you guys, felt good going into the postseason. But Doc Rivers was like, I did not feel good. We just didn't play together at all. And, they only played 13 games together, but people like Colin Cowherd were looking at, they're 12-1 when healthy, but they only played 13 games together. There was 70 games last year, but still 13 out of 70 is not a lot. And you can't solve that against the best teams in the playoffs, Like, I should have known better. LeBron and AD weren't healthy, and you can't really solve I wouldn't say you can't solve the problem of LeBron being at 75% and AD not even being close to 100% in the playoffs against the Suns, who are a great team, and I could see them making a run. But again, give the Suns credit. I don't think the Lakers would have. I've heard a lot of people say when healthy, Lakers can blow out the Suns, but I don't think so. I think it's like a 6-game series because I think they're a good team. By the way, the last time a defending champion lost in the first round was the Spurs in 2015. They lost to the Clippers in 7. And now, this is probably the most important question of yesterday and going into today. We thought LeBron would win 5 this year. 5 rings. This would be his 5th ring. But it wasn't. And that just brings up the question, because a lot of people thought it would be 5 rings and then he'd be out. And as much as that would cause Jordan fans, and really not only Jordan fans, just LeBron haters in general, to just go all out. It's going to be tough at this age. He's going to year 37 of his life and year 19 in his career. Like, if you remember the great Kareem, I think Kareem is like I said, I think there should be a more of a route. I think I said this early in my podcast. There should be more of a Mount Rushmore of players like Kareem, Wilt, LeBron, MJ, all those guys, to kind of end this debate, because I've noticed over the years, and I've admitted I was crazy. I wanted to say LeBron was better before, but I got caught up in it too. But I feel like we're missing the point of how much we should be appreciating what LeBron's doing right now. In year 18, and I'm not trying to say he's better than Jordan, but we got to appreciate what he's doing. But I think if you're going to pick a third best player of all time, I've had this debate before with people. I honestly think it's definitely a more pleasant debate than the Jordan LeBron one. But I think it's Kareem. But Kareem, at the end of his career, and he was, I think, the only other all-time great that was able to win championships towards the end of his career. Because Jordan was, in his 40s, I'd say. Because Jordan was 40 when he retired. He wasn't winning championships. LeBron, he's not even 40 yet. Magic. But, Magic's actually part of my point. Kareem was no longer the leader of his team when he was, 40. It was Magic. He had someone else carrying the load, and that's why he won. Let's see. How many did he win where he wasn't really the guy? Well, 87 and 88. He would have had 4 championships like LeBron if it weren't for Magic taking over the load in 87 and 88. 87, Magic won MVP. 88, Magic was the leader. James Worthy was the Finals MVP. It had nothing to do with career. It's going to be tough at this age. He has to have a number 2, and AD is a great number 2 and healthy, maybe even the best. But he's not always healthy. He needs a better... Well, I see what they were doing, because at the time they traded for AD, LeBron was still a 1. So, it didn't matter that AD was never going to be a 1. It was always just going to be, okay, let's just get LeBron, another guy, so he can... Because he was going into more of a facilitating stage in his career. Let's get him someone he can throw the ball to get an easy basket. But what they didn't think of is LeBron's eventually going to abruptly show some age, and, we're going to have to find a different guy to take over the team because AD's not going to do it. Injured too much. I read all those injuries yesterday before, right? He's had, how many? 16 major injuries in his career. He is 28 years old. I do not think that's good at all. That is bad. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be tough for LeBron to win at this age. Another championship, but I'm not going to care whether he wins another championship or not. Or I'm going to try not to care. I think Jordan fans are going to try to make me care, but I'm going to try not to. But we'll see. Do I still have it? Yes, I do. Yes, 16 major injuries. So AD, he cannot replace LeBron, but he can be a great number 2. Alright. So, Mavs Clippers is tonight. And, a big thing in the NBA, and the Suns did this last night, is you're going to have a moment where you have to take advantage of the moment. Like, if there's a moment where you can, where you see an advantage, you take it. The Suns saw, okay, AD's available for Game 6, but is he really going to be that healthy? They immediately saw in the game, AD is not healthy. So they're like, okay, we're just going to run them off the floor here. And that's what they did. They took advantage. They knew, going into the series even, that LeBron and AD were not healthy. They were not 100%. And they just had to take advantage of that. And they did it well. And the Clippers are, and not even on the season, it's not like just a one-series thing. Like, they have not been a good clutch team during the season. They had the second least clutch points. In the league. And right now the Mavericks are in a good position. And this is very similar to last year. I genuinely thought the Mavericks had a chance, before Porzingis got hurt, to beat the Clippers. And I forgot about this. I really forgot about a lot for the 2 series. I forgot that, I didn't think about, Nate McMillan being there. The Hawks were 30-12. I should have put that into thought more. And instead of saying the Knicks would win in 7, but